Alrighty, guys. So today we're going to look at two new corollaries with the equilateral triangle corollary and then our equiangular triangle corollary. What the equilateral triangle corollary is saying is that if we have an equilateral triangle, so we know that all three sides are equal, then we're also going to have an equiangular triangle. So the three angles then are going to also be the same. How we can prove this really quick, just to give an example. We have 6x here as our one side. We know that triangles equal 180 degrees. Well, here we're shown that this is 6x. This one and this one are both congruent because they have that marking. So we're going to have 6x plus 6x plus 6x equals 180 because we know all angles inside a triangle add up to equal 180. So how we can solve for x here then is we'd get 18x equals 180, divide by 18, and we get x equals 10. Another way we could say this is because we know that the inside of a triangle equals 180 degrees. If we know an equilateral or an equiangular triangle, all three angles have to be exactly the same. And so 180 divided by 3 gives us 60. So then we could say our 6x, we'll say or 6x equals 6x equals 60 degrees. Because we know that 180 divided by 3 gives us 60. So that's how we got this 60. Then we divide by 6 and x equals 10. So we can do that to figure out what that x equals. But here, again, with that equilateral, equiangular, all of those are going to be equal. So that's our equilateral triangle corollary. Let's go over to our equiangular triangle corollary. In the equiangular one, we know that, again, our angles are all equal. And so if our angles are all equal, then our sides are going to be equal. So if we have equal sides here, what that's going to mean for solving for x is we're just going to set our sides equal to each other. So we're trying to show that these two sides are the same length because that's what an equilateral triangle would have. So then we can go through and solve for x here. So then we would get x equals 10. And you could go through and plug that back in. So 3 times 10 is 30. 2 times 10 is 20 plus 10. So we'd end up with 20 plus 10, which is also 30. And then we would know that by default, this side is also 30 because it's an equiangular and an equilateral triangle. So this is how we would go through and solve for x on these different ones. So today on your worksheet, you're going to be solving for x in an equiangular and equilateral triangles. And so what you're going to do is just go through and solve for x on those.